This episode is brought to you by Pete's. Few things start your day better than a good coffee. That's why Pete's hand roast their coffee from a specific selection of high-quality beans. And they don't just put those beans into anyone's hands. Pete's trains their roasters for 10,000 hours so they can master the roast that gives you the most. Pete's Coffee. Coffee for coffee people. Find Pete's online or at your local retailer.
Hey, what it is, it's the ManFUzed Podcast. Kaylee here, your host, Ben H., my co-host. So today on the ManFUzed Podcast, we can't ignore it. We're going to talk about Israel and the tragedy and horrific terrorist attack that happened at a music festival. And we're also going to weigh in on another botched U.S.-Iran deal, which happened to take place on September 11th. How did we do a 5-for-5 prisoner swap and end up giving them $4 billion? And why on September 11th? So what's up with this, Ben?
One thing that I have to say is, in light of the current war that just broke out in Israel, I had the privilege of serving with Israeli military.
They're badasses,
people,
aren't they? Fucking.
And they are bad mofos. And they're all badasses. But let me tell you something. The women commandos. They have women commandos in the Israeli forces. Look them up. Female commando Israeli soldiers. These bitches are bad to the bone, dude. They have no fucking mercy. They are the most vicious. A female sniper, actually, is considered to be more of a steady shot. Something about their breathing. They have some badass women in the Israeli forces.
The Hebrew name is Mistarvim.
That's what they're called?
Mm-hmm. I might be butchering it, but they are counterterrorism units in whose members are specifically trained to operate undercover enemy territory in order to assassinate or capture wanted targets.
They're vicious. And so this whole thing that's happening in Israel.
Yeah, so what started it?
Hamas.
Right. I mean, they've been fighting forever.
Well,
on and off.
What you have is you have the Palestinian people and the Israeli people, right? And the Israelis are the only Christian nation in the Middle East, which is a Muslim world, okay? And that's what differentiates Israel from the rest of the Muslim world, is that they are Christian, right? Now, the Palestinians were claimed to have been pushed out of Israel by the Jewish people who proclaimed it their homeland and violently took it back after World War II and the Holocaust and all those things occurred. Now, there's been a conflict ever since then.
Right.
Well, they don't belong in the Middle East, this, that, and the other thing. But at the same time, you have the Holy Land of Jerusalem, which is there. And so they're Christian. And the rest of the Muslim world doesn't like it. So Hamas is a radical Muslim, Islamic, jihad.
It's been relatively peaceful
ISIS.
There lately, though. I mean, they're always on and off.
They're on and off. I mean, 6 months ago, they had some flare-ups. It's every 6 months something goes down. But this
was like a full-blown attack.
This was a full-blown attack. They parachuted in to a music festival with machine guns and mowed down like 300-400 dead. Like, they killed over 1,000 people.
They did.
They just jumped across the border and raided, like it's right on the border. So like Israel and Palestine are just, it's like the same place. It's not 1,000 soldiers, bro. These are babies. These are kids. These are entire families.
Prime Minister saying there's going to be an unrelentless, no mercy response. And Israel they don't fuck around.
Well, and part of it is that Hamas, they've got 14 Americans hostage, and there were Americans killed too. So now that complicates the situation, because you got 14 Americans being held hostage, and they got kids that they're holding hostage. So they took these kids and these Americans, using those as bargaining chips to say, hey, you come in here, you know we have kids, you know we have Americans, go ahead and drop a bomb on us then.
I would drop the bomb.
You know?
I mean, I hate to say it.
Then you get into the conversation of war crimes.
And what they just did considered a war crime.
Well, that's whether or not you're going to follow the Geneva Code. You're going to follow the Geneva Convention. I mean, so there's just a lot of political stuff to war.
And I have not and to be honest, I've kind of been naive and I haven't been paying attention. Have they started responding yet?
Oh, yeah, dude. They freaking smoked the entire Gaza Strip. Unbelievable, dude. I'm talking like it looked like nuclear bombs going off. I mean, they absolutely flattened it, dude. They destroyed some shit. And now they want to go, now they're going in ground force. I mean, they got people in there, dude. Yeah, they're getting after it. They're getting after
Israel is going in like
they are getting after it.
They're going to fuck shit up. So they already did fuck shit up.
But the real problem that you have is that, I think they launched it was like 4,000 or 5,000 rockets.
Who? Hamas? Yeah.
And then it was like they did the whole thing where they came in and did a sweep. They dropped in on parachutes to this music festival.
And no one was expecting anything. There were no intel.
They rode in on motorcycles and trucks who were just loading girls onto the thing. They were shooting people in the back of the head, loading them into Jeeps and putting them on motorcycles and riding off with your girlfriend, then freaking pop you in the head. I mean, hundreds of people at the music festival just got straight up executed. Not to mention those who got kidnapped. There's pictures of girls like in their underwear just laying in a truck dead with a big hole in the back of their head.
Fuck that.
And they're cheering and chanting and riding around and like,
fuck those motherfuckers.
Dude, exactly. And so unfortunately, you have this idea of like Palestine involved with it. Not every Palestinian's a bad person, but they give shelter to Hamas. They live there. Now, is that their choice or is that being forced upon them by the radical powers in the Muslim world, i.e. the greatest of them all, Iran?
Iran was saying that they had nothing to do with it.
Of course, but we all know that they do. They fund Hamas. Let's not forget, and there's a lot of different ways that people are trying to twist this, but on September 11th, Joe bitch Biden gave $6 billion to Iran. On September 11th, this year.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah.
For what?
What kind of symbol is that to our country? That on September 11th, you give $6 billion to Iran.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In a prisoner exchange.
Didn't we do that years ago with Obama?
Obama gave him $4 billion in cash, something like that.
And we just did it again?
Oh, not only that.
I didn't even hear that.
It was 5 prisoners for 5 prisoners. Oh, plus $6 billion. Trump came on and was just like, this is despicable. Not only that, they're going to use that money. And now they're going to use that money to attack Israel. You watch. And then what happens? 4,000 rockets. Full-scale fucking hit grab attack. This fucking administration that we have is treasonous.
The picture? Did you see the picture of Biden's younger brother naked in front of a hotel mirror with like a cowboy hat on?
No.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
And
on some gay like ad, like wanted ad or whatever.
I mean, these guys are just unbelievable. Now we have a war on our hands on September 11th. Why wouldn't you wait till the 12th? There are things happening that are just unbelievable. So anyways, you've got this situation now. I know that these Israeli commando women are out there getting some. And I know the Israelis are getting some too. And I hope we use this opportunity to run fucking game on Iran and get the mullahs out of power and let the Iranian people take back their country. For freak's sake. What are we doing?
You know what I haven't heard about? I haven't heard anything about Ukraine and Russia lately.
Oh, yeah. Who cares about that anymore?
I mean, I have not heard any updates about anything, really. I haven't been listening to CNN at all, though, but I don't even know what's going on with that.
Well, this is all front and center. And, in Ukraine, one of the big questions right now is, are the weapons that they're using from Afghanistan, because people have completely forgotten about Afghanistan. We left hundreds of billions of dollars
of weapons,
of brand new weapons, highest tech possible. Left it all. They already sold it to the American government. This gives them the opportunity to sell it again. It's a game.
It's all a fucking game.
It's a game. And they're playing with people's lives. And they're playing with unbelievable stakes. It's just crazy. It's crazy to watch this play out. You don't have to, people shouldn't have to die, dude.
I mean, innocent people enjoying a music festival. Like,
I mean, dude, the video and the photography.
See, I don't I haven't seen it, and I don't even think I want to now.
No, you don't, because it's horrific. It's
You
worse
probably
than
can't
anything
unsee
you'll
it.
see on Saw. They are doing disgusting stuff. I'll give you an example. One lady, older lady, grandmother, okay, was brutally murdered in the worst way you can possibly imagine. They filmed it with her phone and then uploaded it to her Facebook account.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro.
They're trying to do some psychological shit, too.
Oh, they did that times a freaking 1,000. I mean, this is sick shit we're talking about here. And the weapons that they have, guess who supplied them? Guess who manufactured them? Guess where they fucking came from, most likely? Us. Ukraine. Afghanistan. We're talking about $500 billion of weapons have been given. Dude, $500 billion? 500 B?
In weapons?
In weapons and support. Meanwhile, we've had, I think, close to 15 million people cross our southern border in the last 3 years illegally. 15 million. Not just from Mexico. These aren't Mexican people. They're from all over the world. They're from China. They're from Iran.
And they're coming through. They're going to Mexico.
That's right.
Through.
It's just this great journey that they go on, and they're coming straight through. It's just open border. And so if you think that an attack is not coming here, I'm telling you right now, mark that I fucking said this. And I don't want it to happen. I'm afraid that before we know it, there will be
another attack,
bloodshed in the United States. And I'm talking about potentially active, not just one event. I'm talking about fighting. What happens when 40 or 50 of these guys hit a baseball stadium with machine guns, for example? I mean, we're used to mass shooters, one guy.
Right.
What happens when an organized 100 of these mofos roll up with, pickup trucks and machine? I mean, dude, we're talking, what's to stop it from happening? 15 million? Let's say 100,000 of them are bad guys of the 15 million. That's 100,000 bad guys. You know how many people that is?
Yeah, if you could coordinate it, that's a big...
Well, you can, because you just got them into the United States. You paid their way. So now they're loyal to you. It is really fucked up right now. And I'm not trying to make like a negative connotation for the podcaster.
Well, no, you're speaking the news. You're weighing in on the current event that's happening that's real, and it's...
Subsequently, following all of this madness, RFK Jr., presidential candidate, Democrat, left the Democrat Party.
Officially?
Officially. RFK Jr. is running for president as an independent. And he gave a great speech. And I have a little piece of it that I'd like to play.
I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate.
Sounds a little rough.
That's his voice.
An independent candidate for president of the United States. That's not all. I'm here to join you in making a new Declaration of Independence for our entire nation. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate.
If he ever became president, I don't think I could listen to his speeches.
He's tough to listen to, but he's brilliant.
What's wrong with his voice?
He had some kind of thing that like took it out. It was worse, actually. Yeah, it was worse. He got it fixed before he ran for president. If you watch him and you listen to him, you do get used to it. And he'll say, I mean, it's embarrassing for him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
no, that's
he's like, I hate that people have to listen to my voice.
Oh no, but I mean, you ever see that movie, The King's Speech?
No.
It was about this king that had this huge stuttering thing, and he had to and the whole thing was about his speech therapist that who's very informal and wasn't even a trained speech therapist, but he'd have to give these speeches. He was like the heir to the throne. His brother died, and so he had to become. But dude, he had this nervous and he had to overcome it. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Well, much peace and we'll pray for, the people of Israel and the people of Palestine who are not necessarily the bad guys that are involved and drug into this whole ordeal.
Yeah, I'm not
and for
saying
the
Muslims
women
are bad.
Commandos of Israel that are going to kill and attack.
Fucking people up. Dude.
Fucking people up.
Take it to these motherfuckers. You got to wipe them out.
Hey, join the show. Hit us up at ManFUzed.com. We want to hear from you. 770-744-5227.
Foo Media.